I mean, just you and me, all of us, we're always talking about grow the sport. And, I get that. But why? Why grow it for what reason? Who's got what to gain? Because there's always something to gain. Maybe I'm a bit cynical, but that's just that's my reality. That's how I see the world. So, Rocky, I want you to answer me this question.
Yeah, brother, groovy, shoot. I'm here, brother.
What would you say to the youth of today when they see a guy like Ken Clymer, who's won 12 world titles, who's still required to pay his membership dues to the PDGA? And I also want you to answer me, do you think that it has any value to be a member of the PDGA?
Yeah, brother, that's a really good point you just made right there. Does it have value? That's the question that we need to ask ourselves when we become members of any organization or club. What is the value, brother? Now, in my personal opinion, the champ, he should be recognized. The brother should have a lifetime membership. I don't think there's any question about that, brother. So to answer your other question about what I would say to the youth of today is I would say find a club that represents what you love out of your sport, and maybe that club isn't the PDGA. You know what I'm saying, brother? It doesn't have to be. Why does it have to be?
Exactly.
Am I right or am I right?
Oh, you are absolutely... excuse you. But you are absolutely right there, Rocky. That was kind of the point I was trying to make. Is that, if ratings, mean nothing, which is what people say... why was a rating like this one day, a rating like that the other day, and then people say, fuck it, ratings mean nothing. If that's true, there's no value to them, right?
Well,
I mean, what do you say about that, Rocky?
Yeah. I don't know if I totally agree with that, but I wouldn't say that I totally disagree with that either, brother. It might just be, each individual has a different experience with ratings, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I totally understand what you're saying. I'm just saying that it's not a value of mine. If they mean nothing, it's not a fucking value of mine. Yeah, that's right. What I'm saying.
Right. Yeah, brother, I can dig that. That makes perfect sense, brother.
It's just this crazy, like this need for corporate backing, in sports.
Totally.
And I know that might sound a little bit off subject, but it's not. It's not off subject at all. Because as soon as you name, your stadium or your golf course or wherever you play after a major corporation, I mean, you've officially sold your soul. I mean,
yeah, brother.
There was an island at the Arnold Palmer Invitational.
Yeah, talking about PGA.
Right.
Yeah,
golf,
brother.
Classic golf tournament.
Yeah, I dig.
And it was an island like out in a water hazard, and it had Shell Oil logos on 4 sides, so you could see it from every angle in the course. Like people don't know who fucking Shell Oil is.
Yeah, brother.
And then you gotta think that the guy who won that tournament.
Oh.
Exactly. He received a check from a multi-trillion-dollar multinational corporation.
That brother must be proud.
It just walks all over anything in its path to keep its business alive. If you got a technology that would put it out of business, they'll fucking kill you. That's how much fucking money and influence those people have.
That's right, brother. Yeah.
So why do we have these fuckers involved in our sports? And if we love them so much, then why have we let them be held ransom by
brother.
These monsters?
It's a very complicated subject, brother. But basically what it comes down to is, when you got a lot of people gathering in one place, people see a profit. And that's pretty much where it begins. Some people may argue that it motivates people, to play. And, there's some truth to that, brother. And I can dig that. But I think that's just a circumstance of the society we live in today. And I don't think that it's actually the money that's the motivator. It's just that society has made the money the motivator. So, there's a lot of different angles to look at this, brother. But I think the bottom line is, what do you love? Because that's what you should represent. You should be true to yourself, and you should play the sport that you love because you're passionate about the sport and passionate about how it makes you feel and what kind of person it makes you become.
Well, holy shit, man, that was fucking amazing. Like, everything you just said just fucking blew my fucking mind. Well, yeah, well, it makes sense. Well, that's like you said, that's a society that we live in, right? Like, also, not just the draw. Like, you see the draw of people, and you're like, oh man, imagine how many fucking t-shirts I could sell to all these fuckers, right? And that's like a corporate mindset. But imagine also that there are other companies that see value in that. There are motels that make money. There are gas stations and amenities and food. Everybody cashes in on spots.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that just that's just, would you say that is just human nature too? That's not just
absolutely
an American capitalist corporate hunger issue. That's just human. Human
absolutely
issue.
I totally agree, brother. It absolutely is. I mean, look at the gladiators, right? Look at the Colosseum. I mean, everybody, I mean, if you're a businessman, let me just say this. If you're a businessman, you're going to see money, opportunities wherever you see people gather. That is just human nature, brother. Absolutely. That is not limited to just American capitalists.
Are you just one sip away from your 43rd DUI? Is your 5th bankruptcy preventing you from taking on more debt? Are you tired of being hit with beer cans while collecting garbage with your chain gang? Does alimony threaten to reduce your video poker pleasure? Do you feel like you're always riding the last float in a fart parade? If this sounds like your life, then you need to come visit the law offices of Hightower and Cohen today. Located in the Dalles, Oregon on 9th and Pine, right between the Arctic Circle and the Golden Taint Tanning Salon. Check out the online store for awesome deals on custom courtroom attire. Mention the promo code JailSucks and enter to win a custom rare Hightower and Cohen baseball cap. Now it's time for the Cellar Dwellers Gas Station Burrito of the Week, hosted by Mick the Ripper and brought to you by Finger Smoke Discs. Don't be a fucking joke. Throw finger smoke.
Hey, cheers, fuckface. So I'm down here in Cascade Locks. It was quite a long drive from Hood River. Took us about 3 days. Traffic's just a nightmare out here in the Columbia River Gorge. It's crazy. So I finally made my way to the Chevron and, I got my hands on this barbecue burrito. To be honest, it can't taste like all the other burritos that I've had, along this tour. I didn't know that it was the same burrito, like in Kansas, that you would get, in Seattle. So surprised to me. So I'm starting to lose faith, and this dude comes up to me and says, "Hey, fucker, you want to taste the best gas station burrito that you've ever had in your fucking life? You need to go up to fucking Windmaster Market in Hood River and get the fucking Silverback Gorilla barbecue burrito." Now, first of all, I had no fucking idea that people ate Silverback Gorilla. This is fucking news to me. And second of all, this is the news that I've been needing to hear because, honestly, I'm not impressed. These burritos, they're all very bland and they all pretty much taste the same. So, we're very excited. We're going to head back to Hood River. We're preparing for the 3-week drive back to Hood River. I'm told by the locals that if you travel in the first week of October, that you can actually just drive these roads. But other than that, it's a total shit show. So I'll see you all in about 3 weeks, and I'm going to try the Windmaster Market Silverback Gorilla barbecue burrito.
The Cellar Dwellers Gas Station Burrito of the Week.
Hold up.
How long are you gonna line this up, bro?
Let me know, how much would it take to sell your soul? I've lost control. My bloodstream's about to overflow. Drown in the silence, heavy eyelids. Arms are weak, can't feel my lips. One 1 for the money, 2 for the cameras. Dead like religion, we don't exist. No. Me and Jesse early in the morning sipping dirty Sprite, trying to turn these dark days into brighter nights. That was 06. Y'all rappers still sipping. Does the money and the women really make you feel different? I admit that I'm addicted, a fiend for the music. But if you gave me fame, then I'd probably up and lose it. Don't even know your name, yet you write it when you make checks. Dumb yourself down for every trend that they say's next. Let me know, how much would it take to sell your soul? I've lost control. My bloodstream's about to overflow.
It's a nice day outside. You wanna go sit on my deck? Wanna just sit on my big wood deck?
That sounds funny. Go.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So,
Say hi. Sit on my deck.
I'm taking out too many farm animals today.
Oh yeah.
Is it warm in here?
Have we?
no, that's just
it's
your
good.
breath.
Hot breath.
Hot breath. You guys ever hear about the Hood River horse fucker?
There's another one.
There's no.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, have you ever been to the Midwest? I'm sure there's.
Probably.
Uh-oh. Things are happening in Hood River.
They know what we're up to.
Oh, the screaming demons
seriously.
are coming for you.
Zach, seriously, there was
There's
another one
another horse fucker?
3 weeks ago in
Oh,
Hillsborough.
Jesus. It was a Hillsborough horse fucker? Was he Latin?
No, this
The
was
Latin horse lover. Hey, caballo.
no, he actually
Muy hermoso.
he really just kind of looked like poor white trash, didn't
Yeah,
he?
of course he did.
Sorry, but I can judge if you're white and poor because that's my people.
Can spot each other from a mile away.
Seriously.
So James, check this out. You're not on social media, right?
No.
So you probably missed this. This is crazy. Val Jenkins got disqualified from the Masters on Sunday.
I did not see that.
Crazy.
How the hell did she do that?
Well, we're still waiting for her official statement, I guess, before we can like totally just rip a hole, like
What's
rip
the
a
word on
new
the
hole
street?
in the.
Val Jenkins' mother was her caddy.
Val Jank.
No, it's true.
Val Jenkins' mom was her caddy, apparently.
So the word is
She was getting twisted.
that's
Her mom was.
okay. Yeah, that's total speculation. That Zach doesn't know anything. I don't know
I don't know
anything
any
either.
of these motherfuckers.
This is what I know. The PDGA issued a statement, and they never do that. And I know they did it to cover their bases because they're like, holy shit, our TD just ejected a world champion. Like, we're going to get backlash for this.
For sure.
So we're going to get the jump and say first, we're going to be the first to say, hey, we did this. But check this out. I think it's like part of a bigger conversation about drug use in sports, in society. So first of all I know is this, and this is funny as fuck. What people are saying is that her mom was drinking kombucha.
Oh shit.
So what I see, if that's true, and goddamn, I hope it's not. Like, I'd rather have her be shit-faced drinking Val's actual beer that they make.
Because the kombucha bottles look like beer bottles.
Well, and somebody said that there's actually a trace amount of alcohol.
0.05.
Come on.
Well, you've played PDG
calm the
events.
fuck on.
You
She's
should
gonna-
see the fucking divas, and I'm not talking women. I mean
Kombucha,
men,
bro.
dude. I'm talking about diva men that play this sport.
Is she gonna get in trouble for drinking kombucha?
Dude,
In this sport, it wouldn't surprise me. These guys, this is the most overly obsessed culture. They're
So she has a bottle of Listerine. She's fucking out.
Hold on, disc golf culture is overly obsessed with rules. It's almost like there are people out there who play the rules more than they play the sport, and that's why I'm saying it
dude,
doesn't
disc
surprise me.
golfers are like 50% of the kombucha market.
Yeah, come on.
Well, I certainly hope that's not
I would
actually
associate
true.
that. Yeah.
Well, you got to think of something else too. Two things here, James. One, the tournament director had to have the final say. Two, someone had to have narked her off.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
I saw hard kombucha in the store the other day. I don't know.
I seen that. I saw somebody drinking.
That
it
sounds
the other day.
disgusting.
That sounds really gross.
Yeah.
So you think maybe she was drinking that?
It's all speculation.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you
Who
know
knows?
unless
Well,
you know?
here's what I have to say about that. This is what I think the PDGA and all sports have to just own. Okay? It's not the drugs, is it? Because the player next to you can be on Adderall, Xanax, and OxyContin,
And you'd never even know.
You'd never know, and the PDGA is not going to say, we're going to drug test you.
Right.
Which means drugs isn't actually what their concern is. It's your delivery method and your choice of drug. And if they could just come out and say it, that'd be okay. Be like, no, actually, society just says these drugs are bad. If you're not buying it from a multinational, multi-trillion-dollar corporation, it's bad. That's what society says.
Depends on the sport, though.
Well,
And-
I'm just saying they're not. They need to acknowledge that.
Yeah.
I think, and the NFL does too. They're
Well, and like-
we don't want you chewing tobacco on the sideline, but take as much OxyContin as you want before you come
Right.
out. Like as
Right.
long
Yeah,
as nobody can see
that
it,
is pretty crazy. That's a huge issue.
in martial arts,
it's a hypocrisy, man.
there's an argument between what drugs are considered PEDs and performance enhancing drugs.
Performance
so
enhancing
there's
drugs,
like the Diaz brothers. They're martial artists in the UFC, and
Out
they
of
got
Stockton.
they got in a lot. Yeah, exact 209, and they got in a lot of trouble and suspended for weed. And the argument is that weed's a performance enhancing drug, which is
just like the Turjay Hawkinson thing that we were talking about some weeks ago, right?
But then,
Yeah,
right
no,
when that
totally.
shit was happening, Lance Armstrong's getting popped for real fucking steroids,
Yep.
and all these people, and then people are backing the Diaz brothers up. Like, really? You're suspending these amazing martial artists because they smoked marijuana and went on a bike ride?
sure.
Marijuana, people smoke it for like, I think jujitsu is probably the most common.
Right, 'cause you
martial
zone
art,
out.
'cause it's like
Or
you're,
if I
you're
record
doing
a
a
song.
puzzle.
If
You're
I
trying
record
to
a
figure
s-
out a puzzle.
I don't need weed to record a song, but if I smoke a little bit, I zone out, get into the music. It's fun. It's not. It's not. It doesn't
Yeah.
enhance my performance. Arguably, my music's better sober, but I just enjoy writing and being
The mind
free
space that you're
and
in.
just putting my phone down and just ignoring everything. You know.
It helps you block out some of that background.
Is that a performance enhance?
Well, that's
See,
a good
question. I don't think this.
I don't think so.
I don't think
I don't
this
think so.
particular instance is the. I don't
Anything
think
to do with
performance
that.
enhancement is the question here.
Anything to do with that? No.
I just think those are PDGA rules. Those are just sanctioned golf rules that you're not supposed. Like here, let me give you an example. James remembers this. See that shirt he's wearing right there? That's a great tournament. That's called the Oak Grove Open.
Oak Grove. over
That's
there?
in Shampooey Park.
Oh.
So I was it's a B tier, which is it's a major level sanctioned disc golf tournament. I played it last summer, and a good friend of mine, and he's a well-known player, a very well-liked, well-known player, looked at me in my card and said, "Hey man, you guys mind if I smoke weed?"
Uh-oh.
Two guys on my card were like, "No, I don't care, I don't care." And he looked at me and he's all, "Nick, are you fucking serious?" And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, it's a fucking B tier. Like, come on,
Yeah.
man." So this is
Was he
this
having
is,
a shitty round and he was stressed out?
Exactly.
Yeah. But that brings everybody else on the card down.
well, it also that's what I told him. I was like, I don't want to be guilty by association. And I don't want to say, yeah, smoke weed. It's a B tier. They're the fucking rules. I don't like them, but we have to follow them. I was bringing this up because I think there's an exception here where I make a compromise where society can suck a fucking dick. They say this drug's good, this drug's bad, and I believe that. Fuck society. But I also believe we need to have some rules in our sports to govern our sports. So I stood by that, but here's where I made a compromise. I looked at him and I said, what I don't know, I don't care.
Yeah.
And he's all, I gotta take a leak.
But what about?
And I didn't say a fucking word because
Okay,
I'm not gonna
outside
narc him off. He's a
perspective.
good guy. He's a great fucking player.
outside perspective.
Give it.
You guys play disc golf without being in a tournament just for fun too, right?
Yeah,
It's all
of course.
good to do whatever then, right?
Yeah, of course.
Because from my perspective of seeing golf, whatever.
But before you say anything more, can I tell you one thing?
Yeah.
The difference is when we're in a sanctioned disc golf tournament at a state park,
Yeah.
the tournament director has to follow the rules that the state park gives him.
Same with
and
golf,
well,
right?
sort of, but totally different
But
subject.
golfers
really.
are fucking drunk as shit.
No, not
They're
in
not
sanctioned.
supposed to be.
No.
But when I was on the golf course, when I used to go
During
play
casual.
sometimes, all of these guys and their caddies are
They're casual.
and their golf carts are drinking beer.
We
like
call
crazy.
that casual golf.
If
In
a
a s-
court marshal
like that.
course marshal
Course marshal.
sees you like intoxicated, he'll ask you to leave.
Yeah. even in a public course and casual
so
play.
much drinking though at the Hood River Golf Course. They're all drinking beer.
Yeah.
They smoke a lot of weed too, man.
But if you're on the back nine,
Plus, they need the money too.
Yeah,
Like, it's a small golf course. It's not a bunch of. There's not a bunch of rich people throwing money.
When I would go with my
good call,
dad,
James.
he's definitely having a drink before golfing.
Well, let me finish what I was saying. I'm trying to make this as short as possible. Is the difference is this is a state.
bite my dick, dude.
It's a state park, and come on, man, just hear me out here. It's a state park,
Smell me.
and the public's watching.
Okay.
So in that case, I would lean towards siding with the tournament director in that case. Now, there's an exception to the rule. What if we're at Buxton Woods and it's a C tier sanctioned?
Buxton.
It's fucking private property. There's no
super
public. There's no
casual there.
cameras. Even if it's sanctioned, even if it was against the rules, if I was the TD, I would allow the players to drink and carry alcohol. But just like any other drug, if you're visibly intoxicated, you'll be disqualified.
For sure.
So, I mean, that's pretty simple. But it's in public spaces, you have to respect the TD's wishes. Just saying.
Yeah.
That's all. Because you were just mentioning everybody gets high in casual golf. Yeah. But that's the difference.
I don't know.
That's the difference between casual golf
I'm
and
just saying,
professional
growing
golf.
up, I saw a lot of people drinking beer on the golf
Everybody does. Everybody.
or at Divots or Indian Creek or
Indian
whatever.
Creek,
They
yeah.
all go back into place, get another drink, and
Yeah,
go.
of course.
I just seen it associated together.
Yeah, of course. Golfers
But during
drink,
a
I know.
tournament, of course, if I'll go play basketball or whatever. But if I was in a real basketball tournament, of course, can't be fucking drinking.
You know,
I know dudes that carry a flask of scotch around, and anytime anyone gets a birdie, everyone has to drink off the flask. Which, with the dudes I play golf with, is not very often.
For me, I'm not that into playing regular golf, so I would probably need to get a little drunk to have fun.
oh, well, sure. I mean,
I'm
if
not
you're not
that
into the
passionate
sport,
about golf, you know.
Yeah.
I could go play basketball without anything, and I'd have fun.
You ever go to the
but-
driving range?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I wouldn't need to drink to do that.
You know-
that's fun.
But it's better.
Yeah.
Hey, you know Brett Favre, his first NFL start,
Who's that?
Brett Favre is just a famous quarterback in the
Are you
NFL.
going to tell me he was drunk?
He was drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
know who
he
he
was
is.
hungover and he was technically still intoxicated when he made his first NFL start. And look at his career.
Should have went to
Yeah.
Bible study with Kurt Warner, man. Kurt Warner would have saved him.
Did you seriously?
Kurt Warner?
You went to Bible study?
No,
with-
I said he should have
Oh.
went to Bible study. That would be a dope story for the podcast.
Yeah, it was.
I prayed to Jesus with Kurt Warner.
Well, anyway, I just wanted to say that I think society sets that standard of which drugs are acceptable and which drugs are not, and it's based on the method of delivery. Like if they have to see you self-medicating, then it's unacceptable. But you can take as many drugs as you want, and the PDGA is not going to come out and drug test you, which proves my point that drugs isn't the concern; it's the stigma.
You could. I'm not advocating anything, but you could take acid before a tournament and go and play a perfect game of golf.
Yeah,
but and nobody would ever know. if you
Nobody
never
would
said
say
anything.
nobody would say a fucking word to you.
Unless you
I'd
were
be too
just
scared.
wasted out of your mind and making a fool of yourself, and in which case they'd probably be like, "Whoa, get that guy out of here."
No, they'd come up to you and be like, "No alcohol on his breath, he's good to go." But
Maybe.
the second
Just another crazy disc golfer.
Yeah, but
second you
unless
hear a
you're
beer
showing
crowd.
out acting crazy, then
Right.
who knows? There's
Yeah.
lots of people. There's somebody you might walk past somebody today that's on mushrooms and you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
because some people just they don't act crazy when they're on drugs. They're in their head and everything's
true.
fine.
Yep.
Usually, the people that are acting crazy are younger people. You know, because they
Not
don't
necessarily.
understand. Well,
You've seen the
yeah,
guys that roam the fucking neighborhoods around.
Yeah,
here,
you're
You
right.
seen that guy you,
You
got to
gotta-
pick up and take across the bridge and
Yeah,
shit.
you
crazy
got a good
man.
point there. Yeah,
Yeah, it's binging.
true. Bingen and binging,
The liver of the gorge.
doing rails at Dobbins Bay Park.
Anyway, I wonder what the details are with the Valerie Jenkins thing because it's really suspicious. That's all I gotta say.
Oh yeah, can't wait to find out.
It's all suspicious. Yeah, of course I got a pipe. You mean to smoke weed? It's legal, man. We can talk about that. Is that weird? Does that offend you? Listen to something else then, motherfucker. Right here.
Kaepernick, Zach Taylor fell asleep. He kills his. He's asleep.
What about the guy who just straight drops trow and starts, going to town?
He masturbated during that.
So hold on. Yes, exactly. You wouldn't.
That sounded way too real.
Way too real. Yeah, that totally sounds like that.
Dicks make that noise too.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's all,
no. See,
do you have a lighter?
See, James, people wouldn't know if he was insulting the flag or supporting it.
What the fuck?
Right?
Well, I mean, part of the reason that soldiers fight for.
Hold on a second. Let's say
it's freedom of speech, right? And part of freedom of speech is being able to be like, I think this is fucked up, and maybe I don't want to do this to call attention to something. That is freedom of speech.
If you're a diehard patriot, though, let's say you're super fucking like fucking hormonal teenager sensitive about the flag.
So the definition basically goes away.
Fuck, if you don't hear what I'm saying, you're gonna have no way to fucking reply to it, motherfuckers.
Right, hurry up.
Damn.
I was giving you background music.
If you're a hardcore, like this diehard patriot, the guy who's got American flag boxer shorts and shit, and he's like, America, fuck yeah, and fuck
get her done.
Yeah, get her done, motherfucker. And you look down and you saw a dude just straight going to town to the anthem, right? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Couldn't you take that two different ways? Like there would be a guy who's like, he's disrespecting the flag, and another guy's like, he's actually
the ultimate patriot.
He's honoring the flag.
The flag represents integrity. There's no integrity to dropping trout and jerking off during the national.
Now you see
I get off on our country.
See? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A diehard patriot.
Squirt one for America.
A diehard patriot might be confused in that moment. That's all I'm saying.
No, because being
should I be mad? Should I be glad?
It should be, because rednecks typically don't like gay people. They'd be like, that's fucking gay. That's not fucking cool, man.
You get a boner.
Jacking off.
You get a boner during the national anthem
in front of a bunch of
American.
Men. You're jerking off in front of a bunch of men on camera.
That's different.
In front of my motherfucking flag. That's fucking gay.
But there's a bunch of women too.
It's gay.
So it's not bi?
It's bi is gay too. It's all gay.
Okay.
Man, woman, that's all there is out here, okay?
Okay.
Don't go in my bathroom, I'll slit your throat.
Sure. Wait, what? I gotta pee, dude. I just gotta pee.
There's only one gender, and that's American.
You have a penis, though. If you have a penis, go in the penis room. Vagina room, that's it. I was born with a dick, and you can suck it. That's right.
Oh, damn.
Love my country. Fuck Colin Kaepernick.
So would we? Is the consensus in the room
football
that we're leaning towards a true quote patriot would be more leaning towards more offended by a guy jacking off to the anthem, or is that?
I say offended.
More offended.
I say offended because it's gay.
What if it's a dude who's single and he's like on the fence, like he doesn't want to come out yet, but he's
jerks off onto a woman's tits, everything's okay.
Wait, what?
If there's a pair of titties in there and he jerks off onto her tits, everybody's gonna be like, America!
He's right.
But
he's totally right.
Jerks off himself.
But there's gonna be one diehard getter done out there who's like, that guy's exercising his rights and his right arm.
Maybe one, but the rest are gonna be like, most are gonna be like, come on her tits, yeah, America, come on them titties. I love a nice pair of titties.
Well, wait, that's not true. Actually, evangelicals want it to. They preserve that. That's actually murder, according to like some religious groups. You're fucking killing innocent sperm.
Most rednecks I know are atheists.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I don't know a lot of Christian rednecks. A lot of them are actually pretty dark individuals around here.
Around here, that's.
But
I was just gonna say around here.
A Parkdale redneck is so different than any redneck. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I go to Sawtooth Roadhouse. There's some good old boys, but none of those dudes are Trump supporters. None of those.
How often do you go to Sawtooth?
All the time. It's right next to my house.
He works at the mountain, but he's always at Sawtooth.
Have you ever smelled?
I probably know.
You ever smelled patchouli when you walked in?
No.
I'm totally gonna cut that out.
Just weed, man.
I'm gonna pause this.
Why?
I'm gonna go smoke a cig, man. I'll be right back.
I lived in Parkdale for 2.5 years.
I lived in Tennessee.
Really?
In the fucking South. You know that. I left for my grandma's funeral to Tennessee while you were working.
How long were you there?
For my grandma's funeral? 5 5
You
days.
said you just said you lived in Tennessee.
Several months 3-4 months at a time. I lived there 2 separate times. But
Good crowd down there.
those are real.
Divorced?
Those are real. No, they're together.
Oh, I was.
That's
just
where my
wondering.
mom.
Military school or something.
No, my mom grew up in Tennessee. My dad grew up in Salem. And
Salem,
so
Oregon, huh?
So we would
Fuck
go
yeah.
out to Tennessee, like every chance.
So you didn't go to rapper school in Tennessee?
Yeah, right. But the
Fucking A, right, son.
no, the accents down there are real thick.
What are you dropping stereotypes?
It's authentic accents. So a dude from Tennessee coming here and hearing it would be so fucking confused. Where does that come from? We're from the South. The vast majority of the population have accents.
Yeah.
It used to trip me out. I used to think, like, I wonder what people in Oregon, basically we have the utter lack of an accent. Like, we have zero accent.
Yeah, I
To
feel
people
like-
from other places, they're like, oh, your accent is thick.
But
Ours.
Yeah.
I think I have a bit of a twang in my voice sometimes, though. But it could be Southern roots. Could be me subconsciously just thinking about living there. And people, you know.
I could be completely wrong here.
I've been told.
Yeah, own that shit, man. The South is sick.
Yeah, am I?
We kind of grew up. I don't know about everyone else, but you and me grew up heavily influenced by California skateboard culture.
Yeah.
Would you say that's right?
With
Me
the
too.
giant pants and the
Hella.
tiny wheels.
The first time you heard the term hella,
Muska
or fuck
beats,
that,
bro.
or, yeah, like
Whoa, that bro skates Mongo.
Mongo. Oh, that was me. I was a Mongo, right?
Brandon
Still am.
Turner was my
No,
idol.
but
I'm
not just
gonna put
Mongo,
that
like
in there.
sick, right? All that terminology and just that kind of fucking lingo. I
Remember
guess.
that guy?
Brandon Turner, fucking
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah.
I was I was huge in the skating. That's where I first saw you. Was at the skate park when I was like, I don't know, 12 or something like that.
Whoa! You were 12?
Yeah, so
get the fuck out of here, man. We can't have minors in the
No,
studio.
I was 12.
Oh
You were never 12?
no, no. I'm lab
It
grown.
was only for a year, though.
I was 12, so that means
It was a very short year.
so you were like
a short
38
year,
back then.
It was
right?
actually a leap
If I
year,
was
so it was
12,
only 364 days.
if I was 12, you were like 38 or 39, right?
I'm 39, yeah.
No, you were then. Oh.
I still
You
no.
curved the
I am
shit out of
How old
it.
do
eternally.
you think we are?
I'm eternally
fucking-
39.
I used to harass Nick at work about his age.
Oh yeah, you
And then
still do.
And then I stopped.
Oh, it's fine. I like it. I think it's funny. You don't think I harass the dudes that are older
Because I
than
really
me?
didn't think. I really
totally
thought
do.
you were early 30, like early 30s. So when you said 38, I was fucking confused. Are you
Awesome, dude.
39 now?
I'm
Are you 40 yet?
Now you're 39.
I'm 39.
Why did you not know?
What year is it?
I'm
2008.
well, I just
I'm
fucking
like
hit that
7 or
pipe,
8
dude.
months old.
So I'm always 1 year ahead of the year. So yeah, I'm 39.
Nice.
So I was walking out of a dentist office the other day, and there was like a really old couple. I'm guessing they were a couple. Walked out. They were like in their 80s, and the man had a walker, and the lady had a cane. And as they walked down the sidewalk, they were going super slow. And I stood to the side, and I said, if I had to put my money on anybody, it'd be her. And they both started cracking up.
You are so obscure, bro. Oh
Not
my
at
God.
all. That actually probably made
Oh,
their
they
day.
loved it.
Yeah.
I bet they did love
They're
it.
probably laughing their ass off. He's going to use that later somewhere. He's
Oh
totally
my
going to steal your
God.
joke, and he's going to use it to the next old couple in front of him. It's actually slower than him.
Yeah, we all get old. It's just how you deal with it.
So I got 2 other crazy things I want to talk about.
Sails were made from the darkest tide, and fish were caught in the lowest tides. Thought of war.
The judge fined that kid who started the Eagle Creek fire $36 million.
36 million. I just saw that.
Snap.
So
36 million.
That's no, I'm okay with that. That's
Yeah,
only
no.
a fraction of the billion or so dollars it probably cost them.
Right.
what about you, Zach? How you feel?
That kid's life has changed forever. Think
Yeah.
of the gravity of that life change.
Yeah.
Nothing will ever be the same. You will never, ever be able to. Think about him trying to get a house in the future.
Oh, he's not getting rich anytime
No,
soon.
fuck, man. Unless he wins the lottery.
It's like NBA.
Wouldn't that be ironic if the guy who
lottery,
started the fire won the lottery? so he's in between
shit.
feeling bad and being like,
Next thing you know, charities are begging
Fuck that
him for
fire.
money. He like paid the $26 million. He's like, here's another 20. And then he's like giving money to charities. No, hold on a second. Let me ask you guys one question. So I was thinking about that story today when I heard it, and my thought was, how much blame is on the parent? James, you're a parent.
Oh, that's such a tough question.
You know, man, it's a hard thing. You know, you try to raise your kid in a way that they're not dumb enough to throw fireworks into Tinder on a mountainside that is all really
I want you to keep,
dry.
I want you to keep,
It's crazy.
I want to say one quick thing. I want you to keep going.
That being said, I would have done the same thing as that kid.
Yeah, I can't say that
Like,
it wouldn't have happened.
I've set
to me.
a hillside on fire. Maybe it wasn't a national forest.
My
but
friends did.
when I was
Okay.
12.
I would,
I did
just,
some
can I
stupid
stop
shit.
you just for 2 seconds here? Let me stop you
Set
for
his whole property on fire.
Yeah, it happens, man. Kids are stupid. I was a stupid kid.
I was
Now I'm a stupid
shit.
adult.
And I played with fire a lot.
Can I say one thing?
Please.
I was asking you too because you're a parent, so I figured you'd have some insight on it that I don't have. But what you just said is exactly what I was going to say. I burned down a drive-in movie theater. Okay,
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. Yeah, I burned down a drive-in through with my brother setting bottle rockets
one?
off. No, it was in Oregon City.
Oh.
And
That was you?
we got busted and schooled by the fire department. And that wasn't the first time. I mean, that wasn't the last time. I actually burned a field down too and almost set a whole neighborhood on fire in Hillsborough some years later. Yeah, I get it. That's why I was saying, how much blame do you think was on my parents?
Should we all talk about the stuff we accidentally set on fire? As
Oh,
kids
I also
now?
burned down a trailer. and
Well-
that's-
Yeah, dude. I mean, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I don't know.
I got a list, a short list.
To be honest, I was a wild kid. We're all probably similar, but
Hold on. Please save your thought and just give me one fucking
Yes,
second.
sir.
Another thing I think that's different about these circumstances is that it's a national forest.
Yeah, for sure.
That way different
Yeah.
than me burning down a theater in my backyard.
National
Or lighting the
versus my
woods in your backyard on fire.
versus my parents taking me camping, which when we went camping, rules were extremely strict about where fires were, about where we shot guns. Like my parents were fucking strict as fuck.
or you accidentally
about that.
kill an endangered species, you're going to jail,
Or like,
man.
yeah, even if I raised a gun up even a quarter inch off the ground at someone's leg, my dad was in Nam, he was a soldier. My mom
Yeah,
was a
yeah,
cop. They were
yeah.
like, fuck
Knock
you,
it out of
like
your
they
hand.
knock it out of my hand. I get fucking beat, dude. Like they taught me to respect
you kill a
guns
white owl or
and to
something?
respect fire. So anyway, that thought I stopped you at. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Is National Forest Service is
Way different.
way different. You're on a trail out in the forest. Your parents should educate you on that.
But what I was saying is, as a wild kid, so I used to take Piccolo Pete's, wrap them in duct tape, smash them with the hammer, and then
Vice grips.
Mikey's Mufflers. So Mike that owns Mikey's Mufflers made me a skate rail.
Where's Mikey's mufflers?
By the cemetery, by the sports club, you go that way towards Nobby's, towards Windmaster
No,
High
Novies.
School.
Yeah.
Novies,
Oh, no, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I've heard he does great work.
Yeah,
You know,
so
gas,
he's
tofu,
friends with my
shrubs.
dad, so he made me a skate rail. When I skate, aluminum skate rail. It was
Sure.
dope. I thought of this idea of using it as a bazooka.
Okay.
And so I lit the shit and the Piccolo Peak into
yeah.
the sky until one day I did it. And my neighbors had horses and it hit a horse in the face. It hit and I'm like, after that, I'm like, I really need to be more controlled about what I'm doing. So after that, I was really careful, but I knew always to play with fire on the asphalt driveway.
You learned faster than I did.
I'm like, don't do it in the forest because you'll burn down a fucking forest.
Yeah.
At
Oh,
12, I
right.
thought that. So
Right.
I can't excuse this kid with my own bad past because I was cognizant, you
Okay.
know? So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Except I hit a horse in the face with a.
That's funny.
That's not cool. I could.
It happens. I lit
stopped
the
your
woods
story.
behind my parents' house on fire because just shooting those big bottle rockets that turn into flares.
Up by Panorama?
Yeah. It was pretty big. Fire department came, like
Oh, yeah.
4 fire trucks in the yard. I took off on my bike. I was like 12.
I've
I
been
came
there.
home and there was a big bag of spent fireworks that I chucked into the woods to hide. And my parents, I never got in trouble. It was weird. They should
think
have been super mad and they just weren't. And I don't know why.
When I got busted, the fire department came
Isn't
into my
that weird?
house.
It is weird.
The fire department came into my house and made me show them where I found the lighter.
Whoa.
And they had my mom and dad with them. Like,
Crazy.
yeah. And
you
guess
just-
where it was? In a drawer in a desk. And they're like, how'd you get it open? I'm like, my brother showed me and I picked the lock.
Oh my goodness.
So my parents had locked the lighters away from me,
That's
but
funny.
my brother and me were like way too smart.
Here's one more stupid thing that it's sort of related. I used to just dump, I would take a 22 shells and empty the.
My brother used to do that.
Yeah.
Just take
Me
and
too.
empty them out, and then just light the gunpowder on fire.
Yeah, I used to do that too.
And one time, I don't know what happened, but I took like a screwdriver and I was trying to pop with a hammer the top off of it, and it fucking went off.
Ooh, damn
And
it.
that was the last time I ever did that. But it was right around the same. It was like 12 or something.
Okay, yeah. Dude, you remember when you and me, off subject is super quick, remember when we were shooting a Tech 22
Yes.
up at Post Canyon?
Yes.
And I fucking fired around. It ricocheted off a rock and bounced off my vest. The bullet landed right by my feet, and I still have it.
You do? Yeah. You're like, ow.
Yeah, it hurt. It left a little bruise, dude.
Childhood is just episodes.
That
of
wasn't
death
childhood,
dodging.
bro. I was 20.
Oh Jesus! Oh my god!
Well, we were putting the wrong bullets in it. Wasn't it like a...
No, it was a 22. We were just shooting into a bank that had rocks.
No, it
in
kept jamming, and you were like,
No,
these
that
rounds
just
don't
it was a
fit in.
tech. It was a Tech 22, man.
Okay.
It just sucked.
Okay. Because it
It
kept
just-
jamming,
it just-
remember?
they're
You
just
could only get
shitty.
like 2 rounds off, and then you'd have to
Yeah.
like fucking...
You just made me
Yeah,
think.
I thought I was a gangster at 20.
You just made me think about something. When your parents don't get mad at you about shit that you would really think that you'd be in trouble for, that's a trip. Because that
Yeah,
happened to
no,
me
it
a few
happened
times.
a lot.
I got
His parents, he had a different childhood. He's a child of... You were child number 7?
holy
6.
shit.
But they were
I was
super
number 3.
old.
Yeah,
The
they
word
were-
on the street is that my mom had her tubes tied like way before I was born, and then they're like,
Whoa.
"What do we do? Let's just fuck it. Let's just
Dude, you
have
just
him."
blew my mind.
Wow. No, seriously.
Before you were born.
Well, obviously.
Yeah, Zach.
But
to
I was born
clarify that,
anyway.
like I got off subject there, but I think that was he was mentioning that, and that's kind of part of the history. Is like, yeah, it's not just where they old in age, but they had a lot of children, and it was already like
They were just over
But I had
it.
strict
over
parents.
it. Yeah, there was too much to do. Like, should we school him?
There's moments where I did fucked up things and they didn't act mad. It tripped me out because they get so mad over other things. My sister, growing up, was heavily into riding horses. Yeah.
Oh, like just hit that.
Jesus Christ. No,
Yes.
no, it was a competition, like did competition. I had to go to horse shows all over Oregon. Boring, Oregon.
Yeah, very popular out there.
Sherwood.
Yeah. I actually work out there, and
Well,
my family's from out
Madras,
there.
my least favorite
Sure.
place on earth is Madras.
Not a great spot.
I
Depends
hate
what you're
that
looking
place.
for. It's actually beautiful land. It's
But
beautiful out there.
My mom was like, "You have to go to Madras to this horse show. You've been bad lately. We're making you go to Madras," and I'm just pissed. So I get off the school bus where I lived on Country Club at 3:15. She doesn't get off work till 5, so I have that window to do any fuckery that I can think of.
Word.
My dad, growing up, had a specific room for his liquor. It was a liquor cabinet, but it was
a room.
It was huge, yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lot of liquor in there.
Word.
Bottle after bottle. And he didn't lock it because he didn't think me at 13 would be taking shots of liquor, you know?
Yeah.
Didn't cross his mind that his son would go in there, and he raised 3 daughters before me, so he had no idea what he's getting into with me.
This is in Madras again, right?
No, I am at my house in Hood River.
Okay.
My
Preparing to
my
go to
mom's
Madras.
Getting off at 5
Okay.
to force me to go to Madras.
Gotcha.
I had had a few sips of some things, but I never got drunk before. This is the first time I ever got drunk.
Yeah, usually at that age, nobody's
He
gotten
had
drunk
this
yet.
shit called Baja Tequila, and it was the nastiest. I swear to God, I took like 9 shots. I was like 80 pounds, bro. I was a little
Baja
shot
tequila.
of tequila.
Is it better than tortilla tequila?
I
That's a
don't-
brand.
That's gross. I know.
Okay.
No,
just
and then
gotta
he had
throw
like
that out there.
peppermint schnapps, and I was taking shots of that too. And all I remember before I inevitably
Sugar
blacked
booze.
the fuck out was watching MTV, and that Real World show was on. And I was drunk, and I was watching that, and then I woke up
That
on
explains a
an
lot.
interstate. I woke up on an interstate with my mother standing over me crying, shaking me, and I'm in a puddle of my own puke in
That's
the
what happens
backseat of
at
a
that age.
Volkswagen. And she's on the phone with my dad. Oh my God, we gotta take him to the fucking hospital. What the fuck? I don't know. Because she didn't know. She didn't think I'd ever even seen alcohol. You know what I mean? Like,
what is this story stemming from? I'm losing subject. I've had a couple drinks since we got
parents
started.
not getting mad at you for things that you would definitely think you'd be in a lot of trouble for.
Gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha.
And
thank you. Sorry.
and she had no idea. Because she'd never thought that I even seen alcohol, you know?
Yeah.
So she thought I was literally like fucking dying. And I blacked out again, and I woke up with an Asian doctor looking over me.
Why'd you have to mention the ethnicity and the?
It's a specific part of the story.
Was she hot?
It was a guy.
Was he hot?
It was pretty hot. Yeah. Even at 13, I was like, damn,
That's a good-looking guy.
I want to see him shirtless.
Oh God! Wait! What kind of hospital were you in if he wasn't shirtless?
Shut up.
Okay, so
But anyways, they're like, we're going to take your blood now. No, first thing he asked, I'll never forget this. First thing he asked, he's like, hey, Zachary, do you know who the president is? And I'm like, all fucked up, and I'm like looking around at all these people. I'm like, George Bush, but he shouldn't be. And I hear laughter all the time. This kid just came out of a blacked out coma.
Yeah. Still bitching about
George
politics.
Bush, but he shouldn't be. I got puke coming out. They're
still
laughing.
pissed off
My
about
mother's in the
politics.
background. It's not funny.
I voted for him.
So they're like, Zachary, we're going to take your blood now, and we're going to figure out what's going on.
You're gonna give it to George Bush.
First of all, looking back, how did they not know that? Like, can they not smell alcohol in my breath? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I
they're
don't know.
probably just running some routine tests and shit like that. That's
And
what doctors.
so they took my blood. Doctor comes back, and my dad comes back with doctor, and they told me I had gastronitis, a 24-hour sickness. How was alcohol not showing up in my blood, bro?
Were you incapacitated and you just couldn't be like, I'm drunk, motherfuckers?
I didn't say anything. I didn't want to get in trouble, so I'm like,
shit.
if they're not
don't say anything if you don't have to. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just really sick.
because I'm like, I'm gonna get in so much trouble, right? And so I'm like, yeah, gastronitis.
What's
that sounds
gastronitis?
terrible. It's a 24-hour stomach sickness.
Okay.
A couple presidents have died from it. I don't know.
I don't know how presidents came up twice in this thing.
Gastronitis.
Yeah, keep going.
The 12th president of the United States.
You know, I want to tell you that
name is Zachary Taylor. He died from gastronitis.
Holy shit, dude! I'll tell you, Zach.
real.
I have a very similar
Look it
story to that.
Well, I'm not done.
I know. I figured, but I just want to tell
2
you,
more
it's really
minutes.
weird because your story just sounded like me. A buddy called me over to his house. He's like, "I got something to drink." It was called sherry. I'm a cook now,
That's
and every
nasty.
time I use that shit, I'm like, I can't fucking believe I drank that much. All I remember is laying at a bus stop waiting for a TriMet bus and seeing like double.
Was it
and then
cooking sherry or
probably cooking
cream
sherry? Got on the bus, went to my house. I stormed through the door, and I remember my mom all yelling at my brother, "Oh, Josh, what the fuck is wrong with him?" And I passed out and just threw up all over my room. And then my mom waking me up, same thing. I remember just flashing in and out. My mom's like, "What's wrong?" And my brother's like, "Leave him the fuck alone. Can't you
It's
see
such
he's
an-
fucking drunk?"
It's
And there's
such
like booze everywhere.
Overwhelming feeling.
So anyway, yeah, my mom schooled me on it. So carry on.
But-
your story. You got the hot Asian doctor,
just-
no shirt on. Is that
I'm
where we
just
left?
thinking. At this point, I'm thinking, how do they not know that I was?
Okay,
drinking?
right.
That's-
They say
I'm
gastronitis.
confused.
Yeah.
I'm so confused, and my dad's just giving me this look the whole time. And I'm like, did he know? Did he pay off the fucking doctor so he didn't cause turmoil with my mother?
I like that guy.
That's crazy. No, to this day, I'm still wondering. He still won't give me an answer. And
The doctors would have known.
dude, is it? They took a blood test.
Maybe he fucking. I mean, I don't want to say it, but
I admitted
maybe
it.
he
Was the
like.
doctor one that told
I
you
literally
the
admitted
president
it.
died that way?
Did he
I-
give the Asian doctor a favor?
You're gross. I literally just told my mom. I was 12. I'm 28 now. I just told her that it was alcohol. She didn't know for this whole time.
Oh, please.
I swear
How
to
can
God.
you not smell booze? Remember when we used to smoke cigarettes, James, when we were kids?
Because the doctor
How you
said
can
I had
smell one from a mile
gastritis.
away
Oh
now?
my God,
And you're like,
so
oh, my
gross.
mom will never know. And you're just reeking of cigarettes.
Yeah.
Did they really not know? Is that what you're saying?
They did. I don't know.
I mean, could they not smell
That's
the
what I'm
booze?
saying. So I didn't get in any trouble
Please.
because. But my dad on the way home kept giving me this look. This you little motherfucker look. So I think he told the doctor. I honestly think my dad told the doctor, listen, bro, I don't want to deal with this. Will you say it's something else? I don't know.
Yeah.
But that would be illegal for a doctor to misdiagnose, right?
Sure.
Maybe I shouldn't
Yeah,
put
for
that
sure.
in. But I didn't get any trouble, and I'm like, I told my mom earlier this year what actually happened, and she was so fucking pissed that she almost started crying.
Still?
She was pissed. Like, really? I didn't.
That lady
you
needs
brought
to
it
let
up.
shit go.
No, she didn't know this whole time that's what it was.
You were drunk, yeah.
She was pissed that I got one up on her because she was really.
Zach, why were you on
catching me.
You mentioned that you were on the side of the road when she was.
Because
were you outside
we
on
were
the
driving to Madras, and she looked back, and I'm puking on myself.
In the car.
And I was good.
Right.
How did she not know I was fucked up when I got in the car in Hood River before I passed out? How did she not? She literally just did not expect that of her child. You know what I mean?
Well, if
she
it
just
wasn't,
had no idea.
if it's out of the ordinary, yeah, it's probably just not on your radar.
His wages.
He'll never have a girlfriend.
Yeah, he'll have his wages garnished. Yeah,
No girlfriend
but he'll probably
for you,
have
buddy.
Yeah,
Maybe he'll come up with the next pet rock.
Oh, hey.
Why are we going down that avenue?
I
We're
don't-
going down
we're
weird
not.
avenues
We're not.
today.
We're not.
Why? You know what? Whoever this kid is, like, I think I speak for the rest of the Gorge here, James, and I speak for both you guys too. Is I don't want to know who he is.
No,
I
not
wanna-
really.
I don't want to see
I'm
his
staying
fucking
out of
face.
that.
I don't
Yeah.
want to fucking know, dude.
Because
Could you imagine if you knew and you saw him, you'd be like,
I'd probably.
little mother.
Yeah, it'd be
Why
hard.
is my blood boiling right now?
Right,
It
but-
should not. My heart rate should not be going up.
But you're
I got
going to
my own-
jail because he's still a minor.
How are you
Yeah.
not going to yell at him? Like,
Exactly.
you little
I would yell at him.
asshole.
It's like I wouldn't even do that. I'd be like, "Get your camera, James. We're making a shirt."
Oh my
That's like the
God.
James protest. He can make a shirt of anything.
You think some girl one day is gonna be like, "Oh, you're the kid that burned down the forest." That's fucking hot.
That bitch best.
yeah.
Rebel, let me suck your dick.
That's probably a thing, man.
And that's exactly why I'm having my pimping rings
a
teched
lot
out.
of
so they're-
ignorance in the world, man.
okay, so moving on past the asshole kid.
You fucked the economy up so bad. That's
What about
fucking hot.
the James? I want to ask you what your thoughts are on this because I thought this was like the most mind blowing fucking story I've heard in a long time. A dude got attacked.
Erosion really turns me on.
Jesus Christ.
Let him talk. He's gonna have to bring
All
in
right, sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm actually good. Let me fix this.
But
Here we
there's
go.
so much ash. Oh my goodness. Those people couldn't breathe. Ugh. I'll
Okay.
flick my bean right now.
Two guys from Seattle.
Sure.
They're biking, road biking,
Right?
in eastern Washington. I think, I can't remember the exact story, which is weird because I've been hearing it all day, but I'm pretty sure they're just on the eastern side of the Cascades. And they're kind of apart from each other. So the first guy gets attacked by a cougar. The cougar was like 30 pounds underweight, too, by the way, which is important to mention. So the fucker was hungry.
Yeah, gotcha.
So dude got attacked.
That's not good.
The other biker saw it, turned around, went back for his homie, scared off the cougar, saw if his friend was okay. His friend was not okay. Cougar came back. So the dude ran. He pulled out his phone and that's what I heard is he ran. I didn't hear that he got back on his bike or anything like that. I don't know what the details are yet. They're still coming out. But he went and got help, notified authorities. When they came back, the cougar was still on top of the dude's
Dude, that gives me anxiety just thinking about that.
Was it eating him?
I am
Yes.
so scared of. Oh my.
So they scared the cougar off. So here's the statistics. This is the story.
No.
The story's blowing my mind, and the reason is because James, you and me are like, we're nerds like that. We're kind of aware of that. Like when you mushroom pick, you pack heat. Right?
Not so much anymore. No.
Really?
No,
Dude,
I carry a knife.
That's weird, man. Because when
I carry a knife, and
when I've played Cascade Locks before, the course, I felt like I was being stalked by something one day.
there's
and
places around here where you'll sense it.
I kept hearing shit, and I knew what it was because I'm just aware of my surroundings. And I started thinking, shit, I should pack a pistol just to play golf down by the fucking river at Locks. Like, that's where we live. There's cats out here. And here's the statistics. Apparently, according to whoever's keeping records, I don't know, you can look it up. This is just what I heard on NPR today. There have been 2 fatal attacks in the last 100 years.
Right.
Because
Yeah, it's really uncommon.
as
Really
citizens
uncommon.
are typically pretty aware.
Yeah.
Most people in the forest are pretty alert.
James and me, I would say we are. Yeah, I'm always aware.
If I'm in the ocean, I'm thinking about sharks.
Sure.
If I'm in the woods, I'm thinking about bears.
Yes.
Black bear, I'm not too worried about. Mountain lions, definitely. And after you tell me that, I'm gonna cry myself.
Well, James was living. Hold on, before you say anything, because I really want to hear what your thoughts are, James, because you're savvy in that
he
department.
said that a lot today.
No, hold on a second. He lived in Houston and he had a golf course up there, and he set up a critter cam because something was taking his chickens, and it caught a pic of what was it?
It was a bobcat.
It was a bobcat.
Oh, I've seen one not that long ago.
Yeah, they're around.
Chasing its own tail. It was fucking crazy. To see a wild animal do something domestic like that.
So what do you think, James? Jerking off? What?
There was
also
its own tail. Oh my god.
People
How you
were
turn a
seeing
woodland
cougars up
creature into jerking off.
along the White Salmon River. This just happens. They're around. I mean, it's not that uncommon, but I think they must be fed better around here. They're not going after people, and you should be aware of it. I mean, there's bears and shit out there too.
Last April,
it's not that bad.
I was at my dad's house.
I'm not scared.
Hold on a second. Why do you think they were attacked? Do you think the cat was provoked?
No, I think like he said, like it was underweight and it was hungry. It's been like maybe where it was a rough winter and there's just not a lot of food for it, and it was desperate.
So you think? I mean, I'm not trying to speculate. I just think it's really interesting because we're from here, right? You don't think that maybe the bikers maybe saw the cat first, or do you think the cat was stalking the biker because he was on the move? And if it's true, why wouldn't they have done this in the past?
So people are.
Why hasn't this happened before?
People are smart enough to hunt on game trails or trails,
right? Hunt? You mean bike?
No, hunt.
Hunt.
So why wouldn't a cat be? A cat would probably figure out how to hunt a trail. Like it's some animals
way
come through
better
here all the
than a
time,
human.
and it was
the main road.
On a road?
It was a road. It was a road bike.
That just means that food was scarce. Deer were scarce.
Totally.
Everything was scarce, and he was severely underweight.
30 pounds, what they said. They said he was 109. He should have been about 100.
Think about the intake of food that cat would need. It was aggro as shit, and it said that's food. Fuck it, and just went for it.
This is just recently.
And I'm not trivializing this man's death. That's fucked up.
Oh, it's hella fucked up. It's super
not
sad.
Cool at all.
Both these guys were from Seattle. It's hella sad. They could happen to anybody. That could happen to anybody.
Mark, you can't outrun them. Fucking outrun them.
So
on a downhill, if you got a good bike, I mean, they run like 60.
Don't you think if you had like a
maybe
good
on a bike,
sharp knife, you could not necessarily get away unscathed?
If you get one good licking, it'll get scared.
You're gonna need more than one. I think you're gonna have to get it a bunch of times, and it's gonna be getting you the whole time you're doing that.
No, but animal threat. Because like a deer can't do it. A deer can't do anything. You know what I mean? Like do anything back. But if you got a right hook on a cougar, it might not hurt it. But I know. No, hear me out. It might.
You're gonna have to think that way.
It's not gonna hurt it. Hey, my coworker that's got a bow in her hair snuck up on me, and I almost cracked her in the dome.
Well, check this out. Let me tell you this. So the guy, the expert, I don't remember who he was or what the shit was. It was on the radio, and I was at work, and it was NPR. But the guy was saying you're supposed to stand your ground and not run.
Right.
And he's like, you can't because you're terrified, and every instinct in your body is telling you to get the fuck out of there.
It's like that thing where you go to run and you can't run.
So, but he said the most effective known weapon is pepper spray against any mammal.
Makes sense.
Any mammal is what he said. He's like, not just bears. He's like, it's proven.
Perverted men on the streets.
Essentially just completely at 99.9% effective.
Cats and dogs, they're all about their scent and eyesight. So if you take that out, they got nothing.
So his suggestion was if you're in a place where you think you're in danger, you should just always have on a holster on your belt a little thing of pepper spray.
Oh, that's smart.
Right.
Yeah.
He said it's cheaper. It's not as much of a responsibility as a gun. Like it can't go off and kill somebody. And
my dad
maybe that in a good practical pocket
when he'd go on walks, and he just had a 380 with them, and he was an alert man. He still is, and he'd see one in the distance, and he'd just go pop, pop.
Yeah. You shoot it there, and they run away.
He was casual. He's like, I saw about 2 today.
Sure.
And I'm like, as a kid, I'm like, what the fuck?
Sure. I bought my pistol because I lived in Parkdale, and I bought it for that reason. That's what I told Liz. I'm like, I'm not going to shoot anything. It's to shoot in the air to scare shit out of the way. And that's why I bought a revolver, because a revolver is fucking loud.
Yeah.
And I just figured,
the barking dog with him and the 2 gunshots.
Yeah.
That cougar's like, fuck that.
Fuck
I don't know
that.
what's in the distance. I'm getting out of there.
Right,
It's not
right.
a graceful deer. Just
That's kind of what the
chilling,
guy
you know?
said too. If you stand your ground, eventually they're like, "That's not a deer," and then they freak out and run away.
Well, check this out. So
Because you're like,
this was
Like
last
standing
April. This
tall.
was last April. I'm at my dad's house, and he calls me. He's outside. I'm like, what the fuck is my dad calling me? And he's like, come outside, grab the flashlight, come outside quickly and quietly. I'm like, oh my god. I didn't even know what was about to happen. I go out there, and he's just standing still, staring at something, and he's like, slow.
Yeah, yeah.
And I walk over, and literally 20 feet from us is a fucking cougar
Cat.
in pounce position.
nice.
And I'm like, Dad, it looks like he's about to pounce.
Whoa,
He's like,
up in Parkdale?
no, Hood River on Country Club next to Post Canyon where they go.
Oh, sure.
Bike trails.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh god. And is literally just staring at us, and I'm like fucking terrified right away. And my dad's he didn't even care. All of a sudden, my dad lets out this fucking Indiana Jones war call. Wow! Makes some crazy noise,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he just runs off.
Oh, sure.
And I'm like, in that moment, my dad was completely fearless of this animal, and it was kind of inspiring.
I also learned
I have
that
to
is
do
crazy.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
You,
I have
you
to do
have to
that.
sort of harness that.
If it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
just me and it sensed my fear, I might have been a goner right there.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe.
Because he didn't give a fuck. He didn't have a gun on
By the
him.
way, I
you
also
don't know until you
Dude.
know you're in that situation.
It was from here to the other side of that room from us. I was fucking scared as shit.
I also learned today that mountain lion, cougar, and puma are all the same thing.
Yeah.
I could see
didn't
the
know that.
details on its face. It was so close.
Yeah.
That got
Oh,
me.
yeah.
I could hear it growling,
Ooh.
and that scared the shit out
Fuck
of
yeah,
me. But my
bro.
dad was,
I would have pooped.
dude, and my dad didn't care.
I
dude.
have a very loose sphincter.
He did.
No, that's
He's
fucking crazy.
pooping right
Hey,
now.
James, remember when we were working once in LeGrand and we were driving over the Blue Mountains and I freaked out and I'm like, holy shit, I just saw a fucking mountain lion. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Dude.
I never forgot that because everything you just described there, Zach, that's exactly what he looked like. He was like set up like this on the side of the road, just staring at cars. As
But it was
they drove
definitely
by.
contemplating. It didn't
Yeah,
look
he
like
was.
it
I think this
trying to
cougar.
bounce,
I think
but
this guy was thinking about jumping across the freeway.
He was literally mean mugging with my dad, trying to figure out if my dad was a bad motherfucker. or
Sizing
not.
up your dad,
Then he
yeah.
goes, and then my dad turns into Indiana Jones, and he goes, "That's a bad motherfucker," and then left.
and
then
he's
we-
like, "It belongs in a museum," and then he killed him.
And then my dad goes,
Well,
we
wait.
have to go warn all the neighbors. No, check this out. He goes,
Sure.
we have to warn all the neighbors because it just ran towards our neighbor's house. And he's like, so you're gonna make me walk towards the cougar now? Like,
Sure.
and he made me. And it's nighttime. I'm
You
like,
got a light and a gun?
Yeah, but no, he didn't have a gun.
Wait, you don't have a light or a gun?
No, I do, but he has lots of guns. But he didn't bring. He was like, no, we're good. And I'm like,
What?
as my father, I'm like, well, you're my dad. I feel safe, whatever. But it was
James would have throwing knives,
We
throwing
walked
stars.
towards where it is to make certain. He was going to try to scare it off further into the woods.
A syringe with the herpes virus. Like he
That's some
comes prepared.
ballsy shit.
What, you
man.
don't carry one of those around?
Of course I do.
A syringe?
Yeah, man, just dirty needles that you find. I collect them and carry them around just in case, you know.
Why have a needle when you already have HIV?
Well, it's never been official.
One for the money, two for the
let me pause
cameras. Dead like religion, we don't exist. No. Me and Jesse early in the morning, sipping dirty Sprite, trying to turn these dark days into brighter nights. That was 06. Y'all rappers still sipping. Does the money and the women really make you feel different? I admit that I'm addicted, a fiend for the music. But if you gave me fame, then I'd probably up and lose it. Don't even know your name, yet you write it when you make checks. Dumb yourself down for every trend that they say's next. Let me know, how much would it take to sell your soul? I've lost control. My bloodstream's about to overflow. Drown in the silence, heavy eyelids. Arms so weak, can't feel my lips. One for the money, two for the cameras. Dead like religion, we don't exist. Taking it back to them days where we felt no emotion. My heart was as cold as the Mount Hood snow is. No drama and bullshit, just rapping and drinking. Melodies lift me up when I feel like I'm sinking.